Joining us right now on the heels of a very exciting night, Trump 2024 National Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt. Karoline, good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. It's great to be with you today.
So take us inside the Trump bubble last night. At what point did he realize he won?
It is an incredibly surreal morning, and it was an incredible night for President Trump and our team when we saw the returns from Georgia and North Carolina and just the trends across the country. President Trump picking up historic gains with Hispanic Americans, black voters turning out for President Trump in numbers this nation has never seen before. We felt very good very early in the night, and all of our hard work, our ground game, and President Trump's work ethic and determination ultimately won. Last night, the world witnessed the greatest political comeback in American history. And throughout this campaign, our boss, President Trump, has faced more adversity than any candidate to ever run for office. They tried to imprison him. They forced him to take a mugshot. They tried to remove his name off of the ballot. They forced him to sit in a dirty courthouse for 6 weeks. 2 people tried to kill him, for goodness sake. And the American people see in Donald Trump, it is clear, a leader who, even in the darkest of times, is going to lift his fist in the air and say, fight, fight, fight for this country. And President Trump last night didn't just defeat Kamala Harris. He defeated the big tech oligarchs who have tried to censor him, the weaponized system of justice against him, and he defeated the fake news media that has been lying about him and his supporters in this MAGA movement for years. And I just know in my heart that President Trump is going to be a president for all Americans, even those who didn't vote for him yesterday. It is a great morning for our country.
Caroline, it was a complete rejection. So I guess because we heard a lot about democracy and preserving democracy. So 2 questions. First of all, have you guys heard from Kamala Harris to concede? And also, since it's time we should do this quickly, to transition to power, have we heard from Joe Biden to congratulate the president-elect?
Well, the last time I spoke to President Trump, and it was just a few hours ago in the wee hours of the morning, we haven't got much sleep. Neither of those people, Joe Biden nor Kamala Harris, had reached out to him. That could have changed very early this morning. I would be unaware of it. But you bring up democracy, Lawrence, and as we saw some of the exit polls from other networks last night, democracy appeared to be the #1 issue for voters. It's clear that the American people believe President Trump is the best candidate to preserve our democracy. And it shows the Democrats' message in these final weeks of the campaign that he's this alleged threat to democracy just didn't work in the eyes of the American people. They are smart enough to see through these lies, and they remembered how much better their lives were under President Trump's leadership. And I can tell you on day one, he is going to start implementing policies to strengthen our democracy here at home and abroad and make the lives of all Americans better and better.
Yeah, Caroline, what do you think the reason is? I know you've gone through some of why you think he won, but do you think it's Kamala Harris? We never really knew what she stood for. She flip-flopped on so many things and then wouldn't answer how she voted even on Prop 36 in California. We didn't really know where she was. And then she brings out these big celebrities who make a gazillion dollars, and she's telling us that she can relate to all of us with these big celebrities. Meanwhile, we were talking to people on the other side that couldn't even pay their bills, that were going to the grocery store, and they're saying, Whoopi Goldberg and Beyonce and who else? Usher. They can't relate to what we're facing. Do you think that really resonated with the American people? And they knew what they were getting with Donald Trump because they've seen it 4 years ago.
Absolutely. And as we've been saying for a while, you don't have to love everything Donald Trump says to vote for him, but you do have to love what he did for this country and what he's promising to do for you again. And it's very clear the American people saw Kamala Harris for who she is, a phony politician who will say anything to get elected. She lacks the authenticity and the conviction that Donald Trump has. When he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And he loves this country so much. I think, again, throughout this campaign, the American people have witnessed him face so much adversity. It really woke up so many people to how corrupt the establishment is and how desperately we need an outsider like Donald Trump, a businessman who will get things done and who will fight for all Americans.
Caroline, so here's the difference. You weren't there, obviously, in 2016, but almost from the minute he won,
it was questioned. They started with the Russia. There was no honeymoon. There was James Comey's antics at Trump Tower. This is different. This is a win in the popular vote by at least 5 million, winning every battleground state and exceeding where he was in 2020 in every county, especially with minorities.
That's right.
How does that change the approach today? It's not, I really did win, the Russians didn't help me. It is, I won, ready to start. So could you describe how that changes things, being that it's not close?
Well, that's right, Brian. The American people delivered a resounding victory for President Trump, and it gives him a mandate to govern as he campaigned, to deliver on the promises that he made, which include on day one launching the largest mass deportation operation of illegal immigrants that Kamala Harris has allowed into this country. It includes drill baby drill and expediting permits for nuclear, for fossil fuels, for an above all energy approach that's going to bring down the cost of living in this country. It includes on day one bringing Ukraine and Russia to the negotiating table to end this war and returning to the very tough sanctions on the Iranian regime so we can stop the chaos in the Middle East. The American people are clearly longing for the policies of Donald Trump. They despise the policies that the Harris-Biden administration have implemented over the past 4 years. And the Harris-Biden administration will go down as the worst, weakest, most corrupt administration in our nation's history. And the American people proved that last night.
All right, Karoline, thank you very much. After a very late night, getting up so early, thank you very much and congratulations. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.